Holy cow, guys. Nancy Pelosi just snapped and screamed, and for good reason, guys. Elon Musk, he just dropped a bombshell report exposing massive taxpayer waste, and it's sending shockwaves throughout Washington. But here's the kicker. Nancy Pelosi's outrage may have a lot more to do with what she's been up to than the report itself. So while Elon Musk has been busy peeling back the curtain on President Biden or former Biden's government waste, highlighting billions of dollars of misplaced taxpayer dollars, Nancy Pelosi's skeletons are rattling louder than ever. In fact, it turns out while Americans were struggling with inflation and soaring costs, Nancy Pelosi and Paul Pelosi, her husband, quietly raked in a jaw-dropping $38 million in stock trades just between a short window of time between Election Day and Inauguration Day. Now think about that for a second, guys. December 31st, 2024, Paul Pelosi dumped $24 million in Apple stock and $5 million in NVIDIA shares right before NVIDIA tanked 13%. Almost like he knew it was coming. How could he possibly have known that? Could it be through his wife, Nancy Pelosi? And this isn't just some lucky streak, guys. There's literally a Nancy Pelosi stock tracker with nearly 900,000 followers copying her every move because her timing's just that freaking good. Now, with Elon Musk, government auditing DOGE, exposing billions of dollars in waste, Nancy Pelosi's side hustle in stock trading, it's coming under the microscope again. In fact, she's been asked countless times if her insider access gives her an unfair edge. But this new Elon Musk report with DOGE, it just reignited the fire.
Should members of Congress and their spouses be banned from trading individual stocks while serving in Congress?
No, I don't know to this second one. This is a free market and people, we're a free market economy. They should be able to participate in that.
It's funny how fellow Democrats are not exactly on the same page with this one, though.
There need to be Democrats who walk the walk and talk the talk. There is an insane amount of hypocrisy. For example, I think one of the most biggest examples of this is insider trading in Congress. Like,
dude, I don't know if I do I give snaps? I don't know what the kids do anymore, but like, dude,
it's
yes.
Jon Stewart, ladies and gentlemen, even Jon Stewart gets it. And I can't believe that I'm actually agreeing with AOC that, they shouldn't be allowed to do insider trading. Anyway, this is wild. Hit me up in the comments down below. Do you actually agree with AOC for the first time in your life on that one? Also, hit the like button. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. You guys are amazing. Now, Elon Musk's government auditing, they're exposing billions of dollars in waste, guys. Nancy Pelosi's side hustle, it's under fire. But now Nancy Pelosi is furious and she's slamming Elon Musk, calling the audit a witch hunt, which conveniently, ignoring the elephant in the room, why do her trades always seem to be perfectly timed? Anybody have any guesses? Can anyone say insider? I don't know. I'm just saying the truth is out now, guys. Elon Musk's report isn't just shaking up Washington. It's actually pulling back the curtain on how deep the conflicts of interest go. And Nancy Pelosi, she out here scrambling to shut it down before more dirt comes out. LFG, let's effing go. That's what billionaire and DOGE head Elon Musk said on X when a federal judge handed his agency a major win. They were finally allowed to access sensitive data across 3 major government agencies: the Department of Labor, the Department of Health and Human Services, and of course, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, all in the name of government efficiency, guys. And I mean, just look at the work that they've done. Most recently, they recovered nearly $2 billion in funds misplaced by the Biden administration. Don't even ask me how you managed to misplace $2 billion. I don't know what those problems are like. But yeah, $2 billion just laying around in the government's books, and the Biden administration wasn't even looking. They just kept asking Congress for more money. And as Elon Musk wrote on X, it is astounding how much taxpayer money can be saved with even a small amount of effort. And not just that, guys. Elon Musk recently revealed that DOGE is investigating a limestone mine in Pennsylvania where federal employee retirements are processed manually. Yeah, I know. The Environmental Protection Agency, too, was also surprised by DOGE crackdown on federal spending, and they were able to locate $20 billion in tax dollars within the agency that the Biden administration reportedly knew that they were wasting. The Federal Emergency Management Agency gave over $59 million to house illegal migrants in luxury New York City hotels just a few weeks ago. The Air Force spent $32,000 replacing 25 cups. Oh, and let's not forget the USAID, the now defunct government agency, authorized a whopping $20 million to create Sesame Street in Iraq. Yeah, the list goes on and on and on, and we're going to go through it line by line. I mean, why shouldn't we, right? This is our money that we worked hard for, and it was taken from us all of our lives, and they just wasted it. Billions of our dollars, billions of our money taken and just thrown away. And I really don't think it's an exaggeration to say that we've all been viciously robbed. And now that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are standing up for us, these robbers are attacking them. Well, no more, guys, because we got people on our side standing up too. For one, you got Senator John Kennedy recently defended DOGE and pointed out the fatal flaw in Democrats' arguments against Musk. Here, watch this.
No fair-minded person can doubt that the President of the United States has the authority to review the spending in the executive branch. He's delegated that authority to Elon Musk. A lot of my Democratic colleagues and most of the members of the tofu crowd are very upset. They're screaming like Musk stole their dog or something. But one thing they're not talking about is what Mr. Musk is finding. I mean, just at the USAID, he found hundreds of millions, maybe billions of dollars worth of spending porn.
You just know John Kennedy is one of the wisest men in the Senate right now, right? Because just think about it, you guys. Anyone who is against some honest to goodness auditing of our government agencies, they're probably the ones in need of some honest to goodness auditing themselves. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, let's go ahead and call a spade a spade. Now, along with Senator John Kennedy, we've also got some support from the judiciary. In fact, U.S. District Judge John Bates handed Elon Musk and DOGE access to the finances of the Department of Labor, the Department of Health and Human Services, and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The ruling came after a lawsuit was brought by unions and nonprofits seeking a temporary order blocking DOGE from the files. Well, not on our watch, guys. Yep, there's definitely no stopping the DOGE team from taking a long, hard, overdue look into our government agencies. And I say more power to them. I mean, just look at all the wasteful government spending that we've been uncovering and correcting just these past few weeks. Nearly $2 billion in funds misplaced by the Biden administration just in one agency and in one discovery alone. Now, apparently, they made the discovery in the Department of Housing and Urban Development, and just one day after HUD Secretary Scott Turner launched a DOGE task force at his agency. Now, according to the DOGE post on X, $1.9 billion of HUD money was just recovered after being misplaced by the Biden administration due to a broken process. They explained that these funds were earmarked for the administration of financial services, but are no longer needed. After discovering the anomaly, well, DOGE said it worked together with Turner to fix the issue and de-obligate the funds, which are now available for other use by the Treasury. See, the contracts were earmarked for Carrington Mortgage Services and Selene Finance in August 2019 and would have paid out $751 million and $836 million to each company, respectively. Now, like they said, it turns out they didn't really need this. So now the money's going back right into the American people's pockets because I'm confident that pretty soon we're going to be feeling these government savings trickle all the way back down to our own personal daily budgets. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. Hit the like button if you guys are feeling where I'm coming from. Hey, by the way, guys, if you're one of the real ones who really enjoy what we do here on the channel, you've got to check out the Inner Circle. This is where our true supporters get exclusive access to content that I just can't share here, completely commercial free. It's also the best way to keep this channel going strong. So if you want to be a part of something special, join us over there. Links in the description or in the pinned comment down below. As it turns out, HUD Secretary Scott Turner has a pretty interesting story too. So Turner, a former NFL cornerback turned Dallas housing developer, was confirmed by the Senate to lead HUD. And according to him, even before the DOGE discovery, HUD had already identified the $260 million in savings from his agency. And as he said, they will be very detailed and deliberate about every dollar spent in serving tribal, rural, and urban communities across America. Because with President Trump's leadership, business as usual, the status quo, it's no longer the posture that we will take. And with the help of DOGE, they will identify and eliminate all waste, fraud, and abuse. All I can say is amen amen to that, brother. Drop a quick yes in the comments down below. Hit the like button if you guys agree as well that this government audit is long overdue. While you guys are at it, you can also subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications. Appreciate that, guys. But here's President Trump and Elon Musk explaining just how important it is to cut government spending. Watch.
And I'm going to ask Elon to tell you a little bit about it and some of the things that we found, which are shocking. Billions and billions of dollars in waste, fraud, and abuse. And I think it's very important. And that's one of the reasons I got elected. I said, we're going to do that. Nobody had any idea it was that bad, that sick, and that corrupt. And it seems hard to believe that judges want to try and stop us from looking for corruption, especially when we found hundreds of millions of dollars worth, much more than that, in just a short period of time. We want to weed out the corruption. And it seems hard to believe that a judge could say, we don't want you to do that. Well, so maybe we have to look at the judges, because that's very serious. I think it's a very serious violation. I'll ask Elon Musk to say a few words, and we'll take some questions. Elon, go ahead.
Sure. So at a high level, if you say what is the goal of DOGE, and I think a significant part of the presidency is to restore democracy. This may seem like, well, aren't we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, okay, X, we would have to, if you sorry. So, I tell you, gravitas can be difficult sometimes. If there's not a good feedback loop from the people to the government, and if you have rule of the bureaucrat, if the bureaucracy is in charge, and then what meaning does democracy actually have? If the people cannot vote and have their will be decided by their elected representatives in the form of the president and the Senate and the House, then we don't live in a democracy, we live in a bureaucracy. So it's incredibly important that we close that feedback loop, we fix that feedback loop, and that the public's elected representatives, the president, the House, and the Senate, decide what happens, as opposed to a large unelected bureaucracy. This is not to say that there aren't some good, there are good people who are in the federal bureaucracy, but you can't have an autonomous federal bureaucracy. You have to have one that is responsive to the people. That's the whole point of a democracy. And if you looked at this, if you looked at the founders today and said, what do you think of the way things have turned out? Well, we have this unelected, fourth unconstitutional branch of government, which is the bureaucracy, which has, in a lot of ways, currently more power than any elected representative. And this is not something that people want, and it does not match the will of the people. So it's just something we've got to fix, and we've also got to address the deficit. So we've got.
You heard that, guys? The past administration has been driving this country into bankruptcy, but when Elon Musk and Trump come in to take the wheel back, they're made to be the bad guys by liberal mainstream media. What a concept, right? Telling the public what the government is actually doing. Like my uncle said, these men are more transparent than a brand new window. Definitely a big difference from the last administration when we barely felt we even had a president. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Now, just look at the headlines DOGE has been dominating the media with these past few weeks. There's the Iron Mountain mine nightmare. Basically, federal employees' retirements are processed using paper by hand using big pens in an old limestone mine in Pennsylvania. 700 plus mine workers operate 230 feet underground to process 10,000 applications per month, which are stored in a manila envelope and cardboard boxes. I'm pretty sure their ears pop on the elevator going that far deep into the earth. So the retirement process takes multiple months, guys. In fact, only 10,000 federal employees can retire in a month because it just takes so long to process the paperwork and sort through the millions of manila envelopes. He even mentioned how one of the limiting factors is the speed at which the mine shaft elevator can move. That determines how many people can retire from the federal government. The elevator breaks down sometimes and then nobody can retire. But yeah, guys, I really wish I was making this up, but guys, it's real, and finally Elon Musk's team is shining a light on this inefficiency. Another one, EPA didn't even wait for DOGE to get started on their crackdown of their own federal spending. $20 billion in waste that they found so far. The EPA found that just 8 agencies were controlling the distributions of tens of billions of taxpayer dollars to different entities at their discretion, such as the Climate United Fund, which reportedly received just under $7 billion. According to the EPA admin Lee Zeldin, the Biden administration knew they were wasting it. The scheme was the first of its kind in EPA history, and it was purposefully designed to obligate all the money in a rush job with reduced oversight. Next, FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, which is supposed to be the government's leading disaster relief arm. So why in the heck are they giving over $59 million to house illegal immigrants in luxury New York City hotels? And this was just a few weeks ago. Elon Musk exposed the spending on X, saying that sending this money violated the law and is gross insubordination to the president's executive order, which put FEMA under review to improve the agency's efficacy, priorities, and competence. Of the $59.3 million, it says here that $19 million was for direct hotel costs, while the balance funded other services such as food and security. So apparently, we've even been paying for security for these illegal immigrants. Wow. We're paying to secure them so that they can stay safe in a country where they should not have broken into. It's kind of weird, isn't it? I'm just glad that they confirmed that Secretary Kristi Noem has clawed back the full payment that FEMA deep state activists unilaterally gave to NYC migrant hotels. Trump's now suggesting that FEMA should be abolished. As he said on Truth Social, FEMA spent tens of millions of dollars in Democrat areas disobeying orders, but they left the people of North Carolina high and dry. It's now under review and investigation because according to the president, the Biden-run FEMA has been a disaster. FEMA should be terminated. It has been slow and totally ineffective. Individual states should handle storms, etc. as they come. Big savings, far more efficient. And we're not done yet, guys. There's also the Pentagon. They apparently wasted thousands of dollars on coffee cups and soap dispensers. Out of their $850 billion budget, the agency apparently was spending $1,300 for each reheatable coffee cup aboard one of its aircrafts. More precisely, the Air Force spent $32,000 replacing 25 cups. I mean, ridiculous, right? In fact, the Defense Business Board found as far back as 2015, so during President Obama's term, that the Department of Defense could save $125 billion over 5 years by renegotiating service contracts and consolidating bureaucratic processes. For one, a 2-year audit by the Defense Department Inspector General last year found that Boeing overcharged the Air Force by 8,000% for soap dispensers. They overpaid by $149,000. So now Trump's new defense secretary, Pete Hegseth, is welcoming DOGE at the Department of Defense. As Hegseth explained, it's long overdue. The Defense Department got a huge budget, but it needs to be responsible. Last but not least, the grand kahuna of excessive government spending, the U.S. Agency for International Development. Senator Joni Ernst, the Senate DOGE caucus chairwoman, recently published a list of projects and programs she says the USAID has helped fund across the years. She called them wasteful and dangerous spending that had gripped taxpayers until DOGE stepped in. I already mentioned the $20 million to create Sesame Street in Iraq. Now, apart from that, USAID gave more than $900,000 to a Gaza-based terror charity called Bader Association for what they called environment and development, whatever that means. Also, there was another $1.5 million program that they said was supposed to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in Serbia's workplaces and business communities. Yeah, again, the Democrats' DEI agenda is just being pushed even abroad using our taxpayer dollars. It just has to stop, right? And I don't think that DOGE taking a look at these agencies' books is necessarily a bad thing. They're just auditing. They're just making sure that our money is going to a good use. What's wrong with that? Drop a quick yes or no in the comments down below, guys. Let me know what you think. Also, don't forget to check out our suggested videos at the end of this one. Hit the like button, subscribe. We'll see you next time.